Have you ever seen a panda fall from a tree? Look at this footage. A panda climbed up to a tree about 7 to 8 meters high. Suddenly the branch broke, and the panda fell straight down from that height, landing on its back with a loud thud on the ground. The person filming screamed in shock. But guess what? The panda rolled over, looked at the camera, and walked away as if nothing happened. This doesn't make sense. When cats fall from heights, they survive because they rotate in mid-air. They land on all fours to cushion the impact. But pandas, with their round, chubby bodies, they always land on their backs. So how do they survive these falls? Today, I'm going to tell you the secrets hidden within pandas that you never knew about. Trust me, after watching this, you'll discover this animal is 100 times more amazing than you imagine. Mystery number 1. Why are pandas black and white? Before explaining why pandas don't die from falls, we need to solve a stranger question first. Why are pandas black and white? Think about it. 99% of animals in the world have fur for camouflage. Chameleons change color, tigers have stripes, cheetahs have spots, all to blend into their environment, for hunting or avoiding danger. But pandas? Black and white contrast, the most striking color combination possible. What kind of camouflage is that? Scientists have proposed several theories to explain this. Theory number 1. Black and white camouflage. Some say the panda's white belly can hide in snow, while its black limbs can hide in forests. When you see a panda in the forest, it hides its white belly, and its black limbs blend with the tree trunks. When you see a panda in snow, it buries its black limbs in the snow, and its white body becomes invisible. Sounds reasonable, right? But there's a fatal flaw. The panda's head is also black and white. That big round face, those round ears, and those iconic black eye patches. How are you supposed to hide those? With such obvious features, camouflage is simply impossible. Theory number 2. Reverse camouflage. Some scientists say the panda's black and white coloring isn't for hiding but for intimidating other animals. Look at orcas, apex predators of the ocean, also black and white. Their black and white coloring warns other animals and fears, don't mess with me. Like a gangster's sleeve tattoos and gold chains. It's a form of intimidation. But this theory has problems too. Orcas are social animals. A pod of orcas acting together makes this reverse camouflage effective. But pandas are solitary animals. A single panda with its tattoos trying to scare a tiger? The tiger fears you the first time, tests you the second time, discovers you can't call for backup the third time, and then simply eats you. So this theory doesn't quite work either. So what's the real reason? The answer comes from another white bear, the polar bear. Secret weapon, the spongy medullary layer. The polar bear's white fur isn't just for camouflage. Its fur contains a special structure called the spongy medullary layer. This structure is like countless tiny air pockets, providing excellent insulation. Polar bears can jump into icy water and not feel cold, thanks to this layer. But this structure has a side effect. It interferes with pigment deposition, which is why polar bears are pure white. When scientists studied pandas, they discovered an amazing fact. Pandas also have a spongy medullary layer. And the panda's spongy medullary layer is even more impressive than the polar bears. The air pockets are larger and softer, while the insulation is slightly less effective. The impact protection is much better, like a natural airbag. Do you understand now? The reason pandas don't die from falls is because of this natural airbag. The panda's back is wide, and that's where the spongy medullary layer is thickest. So when pandas fall, they don't land on all fours but on their backs, because the back can take it the best. The belly also has this layer, but the belly has fewer bones, is closer to internal organs, and is prone to internal injuries. So pandas generally don't land on their bellies. Look at baby pandas. Some fall face first. Why? Because the spongy medullary layer on their faces is also very thick. With this iron vest, pandas are truly fearless, bouncing on tree branches, jumping down from rooftops, shoving each other during fights, even being used as a seat cushion by keepers during bath time. They say if you've ever held a real baby panda, you'll find they're soft and squishy all over, plump and fluffy, really like an oversized plush toy. Ancient pandas, true beasts. Now you might wonder, if pandas have such impressive defensive abilities, why did they evolve to be black and white? The answer is, in ancient times, pandas were actually fierce beasts. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, pandas had a wide distribution range. At the Zhoukoudian Peking Man site in Beijing, scientists found traces of pandas being eaten. Back then, pandas competed in the same arena with saber-toothed elephants and saber-toothed tigers. What did they rely on for survival? They relied on those black and white tattoos and this iron vest. Black and white is a warning color in nature. Those big black eye patches look like wide open eyes glaring at you. In the animal world, this is a signal of anger and threat. Combined with the iron vest, even if other animals charge at them, pandas aren't afraid. You hit me? I have natural armor, unmovable as a mountain. So in ancient times, pandas, like orcas, used their black and white coloring to intimidate opponents. But here's the question. How did such a fierce animal become a symbol of cuteness in human eyes? Secret number 2. Why do humans find pandas cute? The answer might overturn your understanding. Scientists studying an animal, the salamander, discovered a phenomenon called neoteny. Frogs start as tadpoles and grow into frogs. But salamanders look like tadpoles when young, and still look like tadpoles when fully grown, just with 4 legs added. This never growing up phenomenon is rare in nature. Most animals find this form terrifying, but humans find it cute. Why? Because humans themselves are the most obvious example of neoteny. Look at baby chimpanzees and human babies. They look similar: big eyes, big heads, tiny hands and feet. But when chimpanzees grow up, their faces elongate, brow ridges protrude, body hair increases, and they look completely different. What about humans? After growing up, we still have big eyes and big heads. Not much different from when we were babies. So humans are naturally attracted to neotenic features. Big eyes, round faces, short limbs. These features all make us feel they're cute. Think about it. Why do anime characters have such big eyes? Why are kittens and puppies so adorable? Why do pandas fascinate people all over the world? It's all because they fit the neotenic aesthetic. But in nature, this neoteny is actually quite scary. The black-footed cat, an apex predator of the African grasslands with a 60% hunting success rate, higher than lions. But in human eyes, it's just a cute cat with big eyes. The tarsier, a nocturnal hunter that eats insects and small animals. But in human eyes, it's adorable. Pandas are the same. They were originally fierce beasts with black and white coloring and big eyes meant to intimidate opponents. But in human eyes, all these features became cute. The panda, I wanted to be a tough gangster, but you turned me into a cute mascot. The whole world loves pandas because of neotenic aesthetics. People all over the world love pandas. Japan has the most pandas on loan. The Japanese love cute culture, and pandas are literally their dream animals. At the Moscow Zoo in Russia, there's a panda named Rui, supposedly raised like a kung fu panda, capable of removing buckets with its bare paws. At a Finnish zoo during the 2019 Mid-Autumn Festival, they specially invited a choir to sing Chinese songs to the pandas. They sang, "When Will the Bright Moon Appear?" The Netherlands built a 9,000 square meter luxury panda pavilion to welcome pandas, modeled after Chinese imperial palaces, costing 7 million euros, complete with chartered flights and police escorts. India is too hot for pandas, so Indians painted elephants black and white, pretending they were Indian pandas. Someone even painted crocodiles black and white, which is absolutely hilarious. That classic panda pose, sitting by a pool, back to the camera. So many people use it as their profile picture. But do you know? When pandas climb high to show their backs, it's actually courtship behavior. The higher they climb, the stronger the panda, and the more attractive to the opposite sex. At the same time, this also tells other animals in the forest, "Anya, better stay away if you know what's good for you." Secret number 3. Why can pandas climb trees? How many fingers do pandas have? Most people would say 5. Wrong. Pandas have 6 fingers. Human hands are special. We have a thumb that's perpendicular to the other 4 fingers. That's how we can grasp things. Most animals don't have this structure. Their fingers all point in the same direction, so they can't grasp things as flexibly as humans. Primates, monkeys, apes, humans all rely on this thumb to climb trees, use tools, and develop high intelligence. What about pandas? They took a different path. They simply grew a 6th finger. Scientists call this finger a pseudo-thumb. It's not a real finger, more like a modified bone protrusion with no nail. But with this pseudo-thumb, pandas can grasp things. So pandas can climb trees and climb very high, walk upright and even put their hands on their hips, hold bamboo and eat it in big bites. Look at those videos of pandas with hands on hips. Don't they look like senior officials giving lectures? In the 1970s, pandas could even perform street acrobatics. Although we no longer have pandas perform, this shows their balance and agility are truly remarkable. Secret number 4. The panda's strange schedule. What do pandas do every day? Eating 13 hours, sleeping 10 hours, playing 1 hour. Why do they eat for so long? Because pandas eat bamboo. But their digestive system can't actually digest bamboo. Pandas were originally omnivores, eating everything. But at some point, their taste genes malfunctioned. Meat became tasteless, but bamboo seemed delicious. So pandas started eating bamboo every day. But here's the problem. Bamboo has very low nutritional value, and pandas can't absorb much from it. So they can only keep eating. Every day they have to eat 20% of their body weight in bamboo, even eating and defecating simultaneously. The panda's digestive tract works like a juicer, only able to absorb the sugars from bamboo, while all the fiber gets expelled. So some people use panda feces to make paper, called panda paper. They say if you use it to wipe your mouth, you can smell the fresh fragrance of bamboo. But eating only bamboo won't work. They lack nutrients. So wild pandas will occasionally hunt small animals, gnaw on rocks for calcium, chew on iron sheets for iron. You heard that right. Pandas really do eat iron. In 1981, a wild panda named Lily came to a protection center. One day, she ate the iron food ball, swallowing it piece by piece. The keepers were terrified, but experts told everyone to stay calm. A few days later, they found the iron pieces in the panda's feces and finally relaxed. This is why ancient people called pandas iron-eating beasts. According to legend, pandas were the mounts of the war god Chiyu. Chiyu used pandas to gnaw on the Yellow Emperor's iron weapons and chariots. It sounds like mythology. But pandas really do eat iron. Especially pregnant panda mothers need large amounts of calcium and iron. They specifically seek out rocks and metals high in iron and calcium content. In 1982, a pregnant wild panda mother came to the Kinling Protection Station in a snowstorm to find humans. Experts said she came looking for iron. How formidable are wild pandas really? Bite force of 1,200 newtons, as strong as brown bears. Can run at speeds of 40 kilometers per hour, equivalent to an 11-second 100-meter dash. One swipe can break a wild dog's spine. Essentially, it's still a bear. Modern panda celebrities. Today's giant pandas live in protection centers, living quite comfortably. Several pandas have become particularly famous, becoming top celebrities. Macho Man, the third prince of Xizimen, full of domineering presence. Netizens say he should be renamed Macho Man. Hehua, a slow-moving little sister who looks like a triangular rice ball, always getting bullied by classmates. Keeper Grandpa always says in Sichuan dialect, go lay, secretly giving her extra food. Qi Zai, a rare brown panda, a wild panda rescued from Kinling. Why he grew brown fur is still a mystery to this day. See Sherwan Zedai, a panda who loves playing mahjong, really knows how to arrange mahjong tiles. There's also Go Lay Grandpa, Jiang Zuomelang, He Ban Dad, and more. They all have their own fans. From fierce beasts to the world's most popular animals, pandas have undergone a long evolution. They have a natural iron vest that prevents them from dying in falls. They have unique black and white coloring. Originally meant to intimidate opponents but became a symbol of cuteness to humans. They have 6 fingers, can climb trees and grasp like primates. They can even eat iron, called iron-eating beasts in ancient times. But the most amazing thing is, pandas conquered the whole world with cuteness. This is probably evolution and genetics' biggest joke. Pandas wanted to be fierce beasts but became adorable creatures. But because of this, they received protection and love from all humanity. From near extinction to slowly increasing in numbers now. The panda story tells us, sometimes, cuteness is also a survival strategy. And it's the most powerful kind. Alright, that's the story for today. Next time you see a panda fall from a tree, you'll know why it doesn't die, right? If you enjoyed this story, remember to share it with your friends. Thank you everyone.